Hi, Tyler Ford with Inspire to Go, making memories one adventure at a time. And in this video, we're going to be going over rice cakes. It's one of our favorite foods when we're out there for probably 8+ hours or more. We're getting ready to, tomorrow we're leaving for the Grand Canyon. We're going to do rim to rim to rim. So it's going to be a big day. We're probably going to be out there for anywhere from 14 to 16 hours, around 50 miles. So we're making rice cakes, and we're going to go over in this video how we like to make our rice cakes.
So we're going to show you how we make our rice cakes, and our favorite rice cake is the banana, strawberry, blueberry, a little bit of lemon, some whole organic cane sugar, some shredded coconut, and we use the sushi rice because it's nice and sticky. You can get as creative as you want, and you could blend a Laura bar into a little blender like that, and that gives it, this one's a peanut butter chocolate chip, so it gives it a little added crunch into your rice cake if you want to, but you can get as creative as you want. There's a great book that gives you all sorts of different ideas. You can even make a savory one if you don't like sweet. And they're just a nice variety out there on the trail when you're out there just finding something. You need variety to get different things to eat during the day.
Step one is to make the rice, and a good batch size that we found for Mimi and I for 2 people for one outing is typically it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So we've got 2 cups of water to 1 cup of the sticky rice. So it's pretty easy to do. You just in your ricer, you just pour in the water, and then you add the 2 cups of the sticky rice. And with the ricers, it's pretty easy. You just fire it up, and you do white rice and hit the cook button, and that's it. So it usually takes probably about 15 minutes with this ricer to cook the rice, and then we'll go into showing you how we put it all together. In this batch, I'm gonna cut up some strawberries. We're gonna throw some blueberries into the mix. I'll dice up a banana, and we're gonna squeeze a little bit of lemon into it. So I'm gonna get everything prepared, and then we're gonna get it all put together in a bowl so it's ready to go right when the rice comes out, because you wanna mix it all together when the rice is hot. So we'll show you how we do this and be prepared so when the rice comes out of the mixer, we can stir everything up. As you can see from my dicing skills, I'm definitely not a chef. I'm gonna blend up a Laura bar for a little added extra calorie flavor, and then it also acts as a binder. But again, you can do whatever you want. Sometimes we've done dates, nuts, but if you've got a little blender here, you can just put whatever you want in there and blend it up. Add it straight into your mix. Once you've got everything diced up and put together in terms of what you're going to want in your rice cakes, what we do, what we found works well for us is almond milk, coconut. We like kind of the 50-50 blend. So not a lot, but we put a little dash. It just adds a little bit of moisture to the rice cakes. And then another thing that we like to put in is the shredded coconut. So we'll just put a little dash of shredded coconut in. And then you may or may not want to do this just for a little bit of sweet. We don't put a lot in, but we'll put just a little bit of organic cane sugar in there to sweeten it up. We'll squeeze a little bit of lemon in it, which gives it a little bit of lemon zest. And the other thing we add is a little bit of Himalayan salt here. Just a little bit of salt, especially if we're going to be out there for a long time. Gives us a little bit of electrolytes. So that's pretty much it. And then what we do is we stir it all up. It kind of marinates together, gets everything mixed up. So when the rice comes out of the ricer, we'll put it directly in here when it's hot, and then stir it up and put it in the pan. So we do this and get it all ready to go. So when the rice cakes are, when the rice is done, we can put it all together. As we're waiting for the rice to be done, I'm gonna go ahead and put everything that we're gonna be putting in the rice, I'm gonna put it in the fridge and let it chill. The rice is done and it's time to put things together. So be careful, the rice is done, and make sure you get a hot pad. It's hot coming out, so what you do is you take the rice out and then just put it in the mixture of what your favorite blend of rice cake will be. Again, there's no right or wrong. So we got the rice out, and again, you want to do this when it's hot. It just mixes a whole lot better, plus it sets up better. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna mix it all up. So you're gonna get it in here, you get it all mixed up. And again, there's a little bit of juice that you created with that coconut or almond milk. We squeezed a little bit of lemon in here, so it creates a little bit of moisture. And again, with this sticky rice, it's going to be moist and sticky anyway. But by putting a little bit of liquid in, it just binds it a whole lot better and keeps it moist when you're out on the trail. Make sure you stir it up really good, just because again, you got the coconut in there, you got that lemon, you got a little bit of sugar, we put a little bit of salt in it, so spend a little bit of time just to make sure you mix it up good. And then based on the size of the batch that you create, your pan may be a little bit different, and then we like ours to be, and also based on the thickness that you want to create. So once you mix it all up, you're going to put it in a pan, and once it's in the pan, you flatten it out. It's almost like baking a cake. So you're going to flatten it all out. And here's where sometimes we add maybe a little bit of chocolate chips where you can put on the top. And again, when it's still hot, it'll kind of melt it in. You could sprinkle some diced up nuts. And another thing that we've done with some of this is we've done bacon, where we'll do layers and then we'll put bacon in here, which makes for an interesting rice cake as well. So as you can see, here's kind of what it looks like. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the fridge and let it cool off. And then we're going to cut it up, and then we'll show you how to wrap things up here. Now that we've got it in the pan and all smoothed out, what I'm going to do now is put it in the fridge and let it cool off for maybe a half an hour, just depending on your time frame. If you've got time and you're making them the day before, you can just let it sit in the fridge. That way it sets up, and then when you're going to cut them and get ready to wrap them, it makes it a whole lot easier because it's cooled off and they've set up, and it's just easier to work with. So the next step that we're going to show you is how to wrap them up so they're ready to go when you hit the trail. Now the fun part, time to clean up and do some dishes. That way when the rice cakes are cooled off, we don't have a mess to clean up at the end.
The last step in the process, packaging them up. So what we do is we cut into a nice square, like so. And then we use these nice little rice spoons to get it out. You put your square on your parchment paper or on your scratch lab paper, like that. You fold over one side, and then you fold over the other side and fold back your little white strip that they make so nice and convenient. You will make a nice little triangle like you're wrapping a package, and the same on the other side. And then I usually pick them up like this and bend both sides over. That gives you your nice little labels so you can write down what batch you have right here. So that's the scratch labs. We're going to use these in the Grand Canyon because we have to take out our own trash, and we want to have the least amount of trash we can possibly. The Dixie cups are a little bit harder to store in your backpacks because they're a little bulkier. But if you're going to load up your 2-ounce Dixie cup, you can do the same. Make a smaller square, and then scoop it out with your rice spoon and just pack it right in here like so. Kind of get off your excess and put on the lid, just like that. Voila, and then you're done and you're ready to go.
Hope you found the video of value in terms of rice cakes. If you did, go ahead and give us an internet high five by liking the video. You can always subscribe to our channel for more awesome videos on inspiring to go one adventure at a time. But rice cakes for me, how we started making them is I was having some major GI stomach issues on some of the ultra events. So we started to do some research for different food alternatives, and we stumbled upon the rice cakes, and we made them, and some of my stomach issues started to go away with changing up some foods and consuming less sugar. So I do a whole lot less sugar, and rice cakes are just really easy on the stomach. But my favorite batch is this batch. Mimi has...
my favorite's the peach shredded coconut. And it's nice to have variety out there on the trails. If you're out there for a long time, it's good to have variety.
Yeah, and with rice cakes, you can get as creative as you want. There's no wrong or right, but you can mix it up, and whatever your palate craves, you can make.